AI 操作官なので銃の扱いも慣れてますし、冷静な推理力とかも発揮しつつ活躍するキャラクターになって。
Just like the new Ethan
Winters っ
Winters.
ていうのは実はずっとあったんですけども、どうしてもレオンを使ったバッチバチのホラーっていうのが割と難しい。
This is complete bullshit, by the way. You know, this is complete bullshit, in my opinion. Because if you want to add tension to your game, when your character is like already kind of a badass, I'm pretty sure they can write themselves into that. You know, it's not like Leon can be hurt, he can't be infected. You know, he can't be like hallucinating. That's nerf your character. But I in my honest opinion on them like finding a way to make the game difficult, like I guess scary, with him as the main protagonist, I think that they're alluding to the fact that he's in the game, but he's not the main character. He might be more of like a secondary character, kind of like Chris. That would be probably the best idea here.
難しくて落ちてきたバケツにびっくりするとか、そういうレオンってそんなみんな見たくないやろ。
No one wants to see Leon scared.
食い合わせ悪いよなっていうのがやっぱりありましたけど。
He's a bad match for horror. Nah, bro. I know what y'all trying to do.
まあすごいいろんな目に遭うんですね。
Also, I personally don't think that the character has to be scared in order for the player to be scared. You know, if I'm being completely honest, like I don't need to see Leon shit his pants for me to shit my pants. Okay, like I don't think the player is that fucking stupid.
で断片的には入ってるんですけれども、逆さずり一つとっても顔の赤らみ、高揚感であったりとか、うっ血してる表現。
I actually kind of agree, not gonna lie. Leon has been through so much shit and was also infected in Resident Evil 4. He's basically a superhero at this point. Kind of reminds me of Batman being relatively unfazed by Scarecrow's fear toxin in some depictions. Plus, I'm sure there would be a bunch of people complaining about Leon being a bitch if they nerfed him. I mean, let's put it this way, right? Because it would be kind of like Leon would be like what, like 50 at this point? You know, he will be a little older, so it would be incredibly unrealistic for him to be like 50 years old and still be able to like jump from 2 stories high and land on his feet like a cat, you know? So yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. And they could also, what I think is the case here, though, and why they're saying what they're saying, is because Leon is probably going to be a second character. He's going to be like Chris. Like how Chris was the superpower agent, the guy kind of like watching over the new main character. I think this is what Leon is going to be. He's going to be like pepper out throughout the game, maybe get his own DLC, where you're gonna kind of like seeing the action go down and stuff. But they could always do it. I mean, he was infected in Resident Evil 4, but that was just in cutscenes, you know? We never got to, the player never felt that. And that's something that they could always use in the future, or they could have done. I kind of like wish that was a thing that they would have done in the remake, where you kind of have an actual side effect of being infected. You know, you're just like seeing shit and that's not what you're seeing. That could have leaned into the horror aspect. Maybe they would do what they did with 7 and 8, where 7 was more horror focused and 8 more action focused, and 10 will put Leon into another action heavy game. I mean, even in that game, you kind of play as Chris towards the end of it. Yeah, he has to be. I mean, they can't make a whole game where you revisit the nucleared raccoon city and he's not in it. I would imagine Claire will probably be in here in some capacity. It would be really fucking cool. It will be cool to see an older Leon.
further interviews with the creators that didn't fit into today's presentation will be released today on the Resident Evil portal.
Like, what kind of middle-aged
Register your
man is he
Capcom
now?
ID to see the rest.
Does he have a beard? I hope they don't give him a beard. Well, maybe he should have a beard. Is he still rocking that fucking side bang and shit? Has he finally gave up on Ada? Yeah, I wonder what kind of old dude is Leon gonna be. I'm really curious about that. But you know what irks me though, for sure, is what the fuck happened to Jill? Like, where is Jill, Capcom? When are you gonna answer that fucking question? Jill just, like, you know, she got did, and then after that she never showed up on any Resident Evil game other than the remakes, which kind of totally changed her character. You know? If remake 3 Jill is edgy and fucking not edgy, if she is kind of like sassy and like rough around the edges, I wonder what a Weskerized version of Jill is gonna be like on Resident Evil 5 remake.